So this might actually be one of the biggest hypes of 2024. Scratch that. This is one of the biggest hypes of 2024. As soon as people found out about it, there was so much speculation. And of course, with the note breakdown being revealed and people were trying to put the proverbial pieces together and find out what could this possibly be an interpretation of. Why would you think it's an interpretation of anything? A lot of people say the original Hawas smells like Invictus Aqua. And then of course, people are ready to defend it and say, oh no, Hawas came out first. So why would you think that this is an interpretation of anything? Well, do I think it smells similar to anything? I actually do. This is the brand new Hawas Black for Men by Rasasi. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this brand new release, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on the brand new Rasasi Hawas Black. And of course, I purchased this for about $55 or something like that. I think I saw on Joma Shop, it's like in the 40s now, it might be like 44. I think it's gonna go down even more. So I think it's gonna match the price eventually of the original Hawas. But nevertheless, before I start this video, I do wanna mention that if you're a fan of fragrance related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and also please give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really, really mean a lot to me. So here we have a brand new release, Hawas Black. The original Hawas, like I said, it gets compared to Invictus Aqua by Paco Rabanne. It came out before Invictus Aqua. Apparently, I think they were trying to create a fresher Invictus and it just ended up smelling like Invictus Aqua. So they kind of took that DNA before Rabanne themselves had an opportunity to do so. Well, here we have one that has pineapple and grapefruit and oak moss and patchouli. And a lot of people were like, uh-oh, it's gonna smell like Absolute Aventus, which honestly, yeah, I thought so too. And now that I have the opportunity to try it and I've worn it, no, it doesn't. There's so many fragrances out there, whether you want to call them clones or dupes or alternatives or whatever. There are a lot of fragrances that do in fact smell like Absolute Aventus. This is not one of them. Despite the black aesthetic and despite the note breakdown and all these other things, it does actually go in its own direction. But despite that, I think there is a fragrance that this one does smell similar to. I'll tell you what it is in just a second. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. Now, in the opening of this fragrance, you're gonna get two prominent elements. You're gonna get citrus and, you know, a bright fruity citrus on account of the pineapple, and you're gonna get smoke. So citrus and smoke. That's what you're gonna get primarily from this fragrance. Now, the smoky attributes actually do kind of lean more in the favor of this smelling a bit leathery. And I say that because it summoned to mind a couple other fragrances that I own and that I purchased throughout the years and that I personally enjoy or don't enjoy, and I'll tell you why. But this fragrance definitely opened up with that sort of a leathery, smoky appeal in conjunction with that citric fruitiness. And, you know, looking at the note breakdown, it actually kind of makes sense, right? So there's pineapple and there's also grapefruit and there are some other ingredients in here that I think are really nice. And I thought it was going to be a bit of Aventus-y, and it is. It is. Just not Absolute Aventus. Here's what I think it smells similar to, and the cat's been out of the bag a long time ago because a lot of other people have made this comparison, and even had it not been for their comparison, as soon as I smelled it, I was like, oh yeah, it definitely reminds me of this because I've owned this for so many years now and I wear this one all the time. Hachavat by Nishane. So this fragrance is Aventus, a lot more smoke, and no vanilla. That's the best way to put it. So pineapple, citrus, smoke, that's what it smells like. Now, here's the thing. When I smell Hachavat, right? Let me put this somewhere where it's not gonna get contaminated. It doesn't matter. So this one, oh, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. It's a mysterious version of Creed Aventus. It has a lot of smoke in here. Now, the thing with this one, it smells more leathery. So it's like a leathery type of a smoke. And at some point, now while I do love this, it actually does remind me a little bit of Gucci Guilty Absolute. That's one I don't love. I actually dislike that one very much. I don't regret purchasing it because I'm a collector and I purchased many fragrances and I'm happy to review them for my audience. But this one, it does kind of remind me of Gucci Guilty Absolute, but this one actually has citrus, right? So it opens up with that fresh pineapple and that grapefruit. So it has this agreeable element that I think wins this one over. Hawas Black smells really good. It smells very, very good. Now here's the drawback. If you say, Steve, I want to get one fragrance, it could be Hawas, Hawas Ice, or Hawas Black. And I want it to be a huge compliment getter. You're gonna go with the original Hawas. No doubt about it. The original Hawas, you have the versatility, you can wear it all year round. This is more of a fall and winter fragrance, and even if you look at the color of the liquid in the bottle, it's so ambery. So my opinion, personally, is this is a wonderful fragrance. It really is. If you can find it for a good price, it is a no-brainer. Pick it up. I know Joma Shop has it. I did not buy my fragrance from Joma Shop. I actually bought this from the TikTok shop, but you can buy it from Joma Shop. And myself personally, I think this is a great recommendation to make. I wouldn't recommend this as readily as I would the original Hawas, because the original Hawas has the versatility. It's very easygoing, the aquatic tendencies, the grapefruit, whatever else it has in there, it's really good. This one, however, with that sort of bright sparkling appeal, it gets there, but only halfway, because it does go a bit darker as well on account of the smoke and that leathery aspect that I spoke about before. And of course, it also has the oak moss and I think a touch of patchouli as well. So you have some earthy vibes happening in the dry down, but you know, the smoke and the citrus really steal the spotlight. So I hope you have a chance to try it. Ultimately, that's the most important thing to me. My opinion means nothing. I hope this video is just sort of aimed to guide you in the right direction, but it's not a means to an end. At the end of the day, I want you to be able to put your own nose on it. And if you like it, great. If you don't, that's awesome too. Love the subjectivity. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, well, it's not a very unique fragrance because of the comparisons that people, myself included, have made to Hachavat, but the overall smell is one that I think for the most part is going to be agreeable. Now, you have to try it for yourself because maybe that smoky, leathery thing might be a little bit too much. Longevity on this one, 10 plus hours. It's a really good performer. Projection beyond an arm's length for like an hour and a half to 2 hours of application. So this one is quite loud, quite expressive. Versatility, better for fall and winter, better for formal occasions as opposed to casual. It is masculine leaning, and I think it's going to appeal to an older demographic. And as far as the presentation is concerned, really cool presentation. I've always been a fan of it. My final verdict on this fragrance is it's an affordable alternative to Hachavat by Nishane. I think it's a great fragrance. It will have some sort of a compliment getting appeal. I do think so. However, I think you're going to be more inclined to get compliments or more compliments with the original Hawas if that's your thing, if that's what you're getting into it for. But nevertheless, try it for yourself. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you took something of value from today's review. That was my take on Rasasi Hawas Black for men. So if you appreciated this review in any way, or if you found it helpful, even in the slightest, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.